Back. Hello? Oh, is this online? I hope you can hear me now. I can't hear me now. I have no headset and Windows is acting up with the sound drivers. So that green bar going into the yellow zone. I hope that means I have audio. No fish today. I'm, excuse me. I'm not in my usual place. I'm actually back home in Barcelona on my boat. Uh, that's Spain for you Americans. Um, sorry, that came out wrong, but yeah. So no fish today. This is just gonna be a short test stream, probably aiming for 20, maybe 30 minutes, to test if the network is stable enough, if the bitrate is high enough, etc. Mm, the lighting is bad. I know there's two options. Either you don't see me or I don't see anything because the light's in my face. I only have this bright lamp here. Um, no headset, no second PC for streaming, so working all on one box, which is a bit clumsy. I didn't take my MacBook with me, so no actual fish development today. Um, excuse me. So we're doing something different today. If you remember last time we looked into this background issue, and this is a nice chance to show you one different tool, and I'm going to do something here real quickly. And actually, I cheated. Well, I didn't cheat. I prepared something. So let's just start this thing, and you see nothing, and let's start this thing. And then you see, oh, the direction is wrong, but I don't care right now. So you see, this is the background we've been working on with positioning, and the trick here is we're not rendering multiple quads anymore that we then move strangely across the screen. This is just one full screen quad, which is actually I have to juggle windows here. This is the full screen quad. It's just four corners of the screen, and then the rest is done in shader magic. And let's go straight into this. So this is made of four shaders. We ignore the texture and textured shaders, but we have a vertex shader, and this is just basically passing through the data. And don't ask why we're using the P as the output location 0 and the position here. That's some old weird NVIDIA drivers that some of us use for the development. So this is the actual shader we're looking at, and as you can see, we're getting in three uniforms. We get in the time, which is just I'll go into how that works later, but the tool is putting in the time into this uniform. The aspect ratio, which we will abuse for testing, and the offset, which is actually the phase we've seen in fish, which defines where in the gradient we are. And then we have the position on screen, and the position here is from -1 in the core, -1 to +1 So we do some shift magic here. Actually, let's put this here, and you see it recompiled. So we do some shift magic. If we wouldn't do this, we'd have some ugly. Let's just say this is P, and you see he. Oh, the mouse is not captured, which is not nice. So you see here we have the texture doubled up and clamped actually in the other axis, and that's totally not what we want. So we just shift it to the right range and say the corners are 0 to 1. And this is actually what we want. And then the scroll here is just I wanted some animation, so I just animated the scroll position. We could just say scroll is time, for example. Oh, typo. And then you see, okay, let's make this a bit slower. And then you see it would just scroll through, but yeah, let's just have it bounce. Sinus is always nice because it never gets any ugly values as long as you're continuous. Um, then here we multiply in the aspect ratio, and I show you how that works later. Here we add in the offset, so if we don't add in the offset, we just get the positioning. Here we do the actual texture wrapping, so if we don't wrap, then I have to wait till the position is nice, and then you see it just clamps to the border, and by just doing taking the fraction after the decimal point, we automatically repeat the texture, which is by coincidence actually right what we want. And then here we take the gray value from the first texture. We can do a quick trick here and say, okay, the output color is coming from the first texture, and then we do nothing. So this is texture one. It's just the gray stuff. And then the second texture is just you don't want to scroll here. So this is just the gradient we used to look up the colors. So where's my finger? So left to right is the gray value from the other texture, and top to bottom is where in the face we are. And if you look closely here, you see, okay, this is top to bottom is a fade into the game, so just fade in and then keep bouncing between these two while the game is running. And then when you die, wherever you are, it just bounces here and stays in this area. This could actually be a bit more animated. You see a slight gradient here, but it isn't. And as soon as the player presses, hey, go again, it goes from wherever it is here down here. And then it stops here and fades in here back into the game. And we can draw whatever we want here. But let's disable this here and then use this and then actually get the gray value to get and actually we want the scrolling too. So basically this is the fix we're gonna do for fish next time, and right now obviously we have no game for dying, so it's just animating through the values. The nice thing with this tool is I can just, as you have seen, I can just press Control S and save, and the tool here in the background, this here, will just see, hey, the file has changed on disk, so I better recompile your shader, and if it's working, it's working, and if it's not working, well, it's obviously not working. And this is a tool which has been built for some other stuff, and this video is quite forward now. I'm gonna remove all the test code here, because this is basically what we will transfer over to Fish to fix the background problem for good. And the scroll will actually come from the game, and we need to pass it through uniform, which isn't done yet. The offset, which is I can't see my preview window. It's the offset. We just talked about this. The face of the color is also uniform, which is passed in. So yeah, this is the problem solved with